Yes, indeed. Come on. Showtime, baby. We got a great one for you tonight, huh? Legends in the house. You heard me? Huh? Legends in the house. For sure. Clientel Brothers, no doubt. Eddie OJay, Seville, Mikey D, and we're gonna kick it, chop it, and throw it back and forth. You know how we do. So good. My man said it's just a beat. I love that beat, B. So it's an old school fair tonight, as always, huh? And we're coming up on June 28th with what is called the platform, Springfield Day, and we got the clientele, huh? It doesn't get any better than that, and that's facts. These men are trendsetters. I put that on the bio because they are, imitated, never duplicated. Can I get some applause on that? Imitated, but never duplicated. But yeah, because they were out there. But I'm going to bring out the man, and he's going to, take me back to how it was back in the day, the battles and, the competition. I know the competition was fierce. But like I had Mikey D on, and he gave mad props to Eddie OJay and Seville for as his inspiration. I asked him his top 5, and he threw those in there. He threw them 2 in there along with the other powerhouses and stuff like that. So it's all good. But yeah, and what I really love and dig about the clientele is that all 3 of them cats are very, very lyrical, very prolific. And sometimes we hear that a lot, the prolific, the lyrical, but you can't be said enough when you're listening to something and it's just like wow, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. When it takes you back to that, whoa. Yo, what up, Karen? Karen and La Picasso, Kim Roper, God bless you, in the house on the check-in. Huh? Yes, indeed. Let's go, no doubt. It's all good. But yeah, and I want to talk some other stuff with Mr. OJay. I got Eddie OJay. He's on deck. He's in the room. We're waiting for Seville to come in. Mikey D. He was on a couple of weeks ago. So, we're gonna give what's up? There he is now. Seville, William O'Neill. What's up, Will? No doubt. Miss Knockout in the house, Lotto, no doubt. So, we're gonna have what are we calling it now? The extravaganza? Or it's a Springfield Day, the platform, whatever, because it definitely is going to be an extravaganza. This shit is deep, so it's a beautiful thing. So without further ado, what I want to do is to bring out Mr. Eddie OJay. Huh? How about that? Why don't I do that? Why don't I bring out Eddie OJay? Huh? I've been drinking. Yes, so.
Oh shit! He said I've been drinking. First, that's your first words. Ain't no what's up, homeboy. What's up, y'all? I've been drinking. Oh shit!
No doubt.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's all good.
You gonna say I've been drinking? I'm gonna say salute to you, my brother. Salute to you.
Salute to you as well.
And, yes, sir. Salute to you, my man. For sure. For sure.
Lady Knockout.
Sure. What you drinking, man? What you drinking, man?
I'm throwing it back. What you want me to be drinking?
What you mean? What I want you to bring? Hey, this ain't Cam Newton and that pastor talking about you got pretty legs. We ain't getting. I don't care what the fuck you drink. You drink what you want to drink. That's what you do.
What you want to drink, no doubt.
Yeah, you're a grown man. What I want you to drink. Hey, you know what the bartender always say, right? When you be at somebody's house, they say pour your own problems, right?
That's a fact. Yeah, no doubt. No, I got the, rum, little rum and all shit. Yeah,
I know. I watch you and Sedan kick it talking about pretty feet all night because you're too drunk ass interview. You interviewing him, he interviewing you. Both of y'all smacked up.
That shit was funny. Yeah, but you know what? It's all good. But
I know. I know.
yeah,
Long as you, hey, look, yo, long as you enjoy your life, man, that's all. You know what it is. You already know.
one day at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That's it. No doubt about that.
Look. Since you drinking, I'm gonna make a left turn right here. Okay. I'm gonna give you a God church rhyme for you since you drinking. All right.
Okay. All right. I
I,
can I
got,
can I
I,
can handle that. I can work with that.
I know you can handle it, bro. Check it
No
out. Check
doubt.
it out.
All right.
Listen to me. What if yo Big George? What if Jesus Christ rapped? How would you react? Would you sit back or would your hands clap at the God Almighty? Would you stare like that and talk behind his back and say, Christ, he can't rap? What if God sang? Would you sing along? Or would you say, Lord, I'm not feeling your song? Or would you say, my God, he got it going on? Because loving him is right and I don't want to be wrong. And
Mm,
what if Christ came to your house today? Tell me,
mm,
what would you do? And what
mm.
would you say? Or would you diss God and tell him, go away? Or would you open up and ask him to stay? What if Christ pulled up in a 600 bands, candy apple paint, 26-inch rims,
Mm,
Rockaway denim and some sky blue Tims?
mm.
George, would you let him in? Would you let
Hey,
him in then? Oh,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know. You let me know.
Yo, Eddie OJay, baby. No doubt. Yo, that's off the dome, and that's like, spiritual.
That's just conscience, man, about what I tell people because I got I did gospel for years
Mm-hmm.
because that was you see, a lot of people don't have to believe what you believe. It's what works for you. You know what works for you. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's fake. That's sky god, fairy god, fairy," but it works for a lot of people because it's a belief system, and
Okay.
everybody should have a belief system. I don't
Yeah.
knock what nobody believes in, but at some point in your life, you got to call on somebody, right?
No doubt.
Not just you. It's good to believe in a higher power. I don't tell you what to do, who to believe in. But let's get to where we going here, buddy. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
And you know what's
Hey,
interesting?
listen.
Like what you're
You
saying is
mentioned,
heavy.
huh?
I said what you're saying is very heavy. It's deep. There's a lot of insight, a lot of messages within the message of what you're laying down.
Yeah,
Because
man.
religion
Hey,
within
listen.
itself. Mm-hmm.
I've been through a lot in life, right? So it was a lot that I had to change. Every day is still a work in progress, no matter who you are, how much money you have. Everybody's a work in progress. Everybody's a process, a work in progress every day. So and everybody has to have somebody that they can call on in the middle of the night when nobody is there. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some type of belief system, and what system works for you. I don't tell nobody who they got. I don't have no authority to tell you what or who to believe in. It's a lot of there's a lot of people say only God, only Jesus is the way. Okay. But there's a lot of other people that have belief systems that are doing very well in life. But some people believe only your only way to go to heaven. And we have been spoon fed a lot of things are man made up. I'm not saying Jesus is. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So I always tell people to apply as grown people, apply what can work for you. You know what
No
I'm saying?
doubt.
My
What's
sister's
interesting
Muslim.
too? Uh-huh.
My sister's Muslim. She's doing very well in life. Where her
Mm-hmm.
eternity will be spent, I don't know. I don't know where anyone's eternity will be spent. All I just know, if you do have a belief system, if you do believe in God and Christ or whatever, you will live a clean life if you follow those directions of belief. You won't be out in the street, doing bad things. Because if you follow that belief system, it's a belief system that's a clean living life. So either way, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
So yes,
We
sir.
got Lisa Marie from
Shout out to Lisa
Worldwide
Marie.
in the house, no doubt. Welcome, Queen. And then
Shout
we
out to
have
Caseless, Lisa Marie.
Dan, no doubt.
Sedan,
So
Dan.
yeah, he's here.
Tell Sedan I want that $1,000 he owed me.
He owe you a G? What?
Nah, he don't know me. I'm just messing.
I know,
You
I
know that.
know. But you know what's
You know that.
interesting about the religion from my perspective, how I see it, it's just that it's like
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden. It's like they force
Right.
that sect
Right.
forces or they try to, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
good, force
Oh yeah.
their views, their opinion on you.
Hey,
That
hey, you're right.
yeah. So
You're 100% correct.
and
Because it
there's so
said,
many
listen,
different.
a man that will enslave you and beat you down and torture you, murder and hang you, but I'll give you my same God to share. Sounds like something wrong with that, right?
Yeah, but
You're giving me your same God to share while you're choking me and beating me and throwing me overboard. Okay. Makes a lot of sense to some people.
to
A lot
some
of it
people,
makes no sense. A lot of it makes no sense to me, you know. But you know, that's why you have a thirst for knowledge and everything that you do in life. You know, we
yeah.
got even the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. So study life in itself, not just the Bible. Study everything about life in itself, you know.
Because you
Hey,
have
you
so
can learn,
many different religions throughout the world, and they
right,
all feel that their point of view,
right.
their perspective is
Their point of view is the correct,
the correct
their
way.
point of view is the only way. Yeah. But
No
anyway,
doubt. Yeah,
we had our God moment. Now let's talk about something.
let's talk about it,
Shout,
baby. But
shout
you,
out
but
to
you
everybody
know,
in the room. Shout out to La Picasso, Mikey D, Wilsonville, Big George. Shout out to Sedan. Shout out to K Swish. You know what I mean?
no
For
doubt,
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Shout out
And
to everybody.
what like
Shout out to Chucky Chuck. Shout out to Lady Miss. All of them. Almighty Force, my brothers. I was on it talking with them the other night on the show they was on. Go ahead, George. I can't
and I'm
take
gonna
over your show. You know me.
say, yeah, but it's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
uh, it all comes back. It all comes full circle. I got La Picasso coming on next, and I have the Almighty Force Brothers. I had some incredible shows. Silver Fox,
Oh yeah.
Sedan, Lady
I seen
Knockout, Miss
I seen them
Knockout,
all.
Lady
I
Miss.
seen
Yeah,
all of those.
but you know
I was in the room.
what's deep is just that
I
uh,
was in the room.
this school, the old school, the school we're from, is so, like I said, on point. Like, how do you say, brother? What do you say, cerebral? Huh?
Yeah, cerebellum. My cerebellum is loaded. My microphone is golden.
Uh,
Like 24 as I'm rolling. Over competition, I crush them like demolition with precision and the vision to win in every decision. They doubted my ambition. They played me out of position. I rise. I'm the system. Ain't no competition. To anyone who listens, I give them what they've been missing. No, I'm not the answer. I'm the definition. You feel me?
uh,
I am. I am. I'm the definition. Yeah.
no
So,
doubt. But like I
yes,
say,
sir.
even with that, just that right off the dome, just that's how. Now this generation, I don't knock them, I don't criticize them or whatever. I wish they had a little bit more insight. I don't know if that's our fault as far as to them being lacking, and that
Yeah.
department for the most
You
part.
know what?
Hmm.
It's been a breakdown of respect. It's a breakdown of respect in our culture of Black people. You know,
Mhm.
it was things that when we grew up that we knew not to do. We couldn't do it because our parents would kick our ass. You know what I'm saying? Like we respected mom and pop so much that we knew to be home at certain times, not to cuss back at your parents. That's your mom. You know, like the Bible talks about you honor your mother and the father. So we was raised that way to honor our mother and our father. Now today's mother and father is homies with their kids. You know, got the women wearing their daughters mini skirts and all that shit. You know, and partying with them, getting high with them, smoking blunts with them. You know what I'm saying? That was when we was doing those activities. We had to hide and do that shit. That wasn't no shit you did. It was with your parents. You know what I'm saying? We go
Right.
down the block and hide behind the house and all of that crap. Now, you know, when it becomes like your children ain't your children, they my homies. And so when they become your homies argue with each other. You know what I
They
mean?
fight. They fight with each other, no
Homies,
doubt. Yeah.
homies fight each other. If homies go through homies go with each other's girlfriends, women homies go with their friends' boyfriends and all that shit. And I was listening to, see, everything was different. I was listening to Papoose talk about when the nigga, I don't want to get too raunchy. When the dude shook his hand, you sleeping with my wife, and you shook my hand like I don't know what's going on. You know, see that's no respect. Like, and in today's society, people would get can get killed behind that kind of, you know. But back when we came up, that would be an act because we were so taught to be so respectful. Of course, people did things. Of course, people had fights. Of course, people crossed the lines. But now today it's blatantly like, just, yo, nigga up in your face and humping your girl. And it's normal. Like, you know, it's normal, you know. It's a breakdown and it's a moral breakdown, you know.
You know, a lot of these TV shows, like, not going to name any of them, but they don't really set. No, they don't set good examples at all.
It's not. Now listen, you see when I brought up Cam Newton and the pastor,
right?
And the pastor was sitting across from Cam Newton, and did you see that?
No, I didn't.
His name is Jamal Bryant. So Cam Newton had on some short. Now this is the pastor now, probably a pastor of church, a minister leading people to God. Now look what the man said. The man said, "Cam, you got some pretty legs, man." I said, "Oh, change the channel. This is all this bull." Yo, come
pastor coming like that.
Yeah,
whoa.
The pastor was looking at Cam. Whoa. He's on Cam's show. Like Cam, he's probably doing an interview with Cam, like me and you interviewing right now. And he looking at Cam, but Cam had on these shorts. So he said, Cam, man, I have to tell you, you got some pretty legs. And Cam was like, yeah, how do I answer this shit? Yeah, I've been working out a lot. He said, yeah, you must be putting lanolin on them. I was like, man, come on, man, what is this? Where we going with this?
That's what I'm saying.
Where we going with this? Let's talk about the clientele. Yeah, later for these people. Let's go.
Let's go.
But we was just making the point. I was just making the point about how society
has, all good because it's all in line with, like you said, the societal thing, the generation.
Yeah, it's society. It's the breakdown of respect and society and how, you know, we was raised totally different. I remember I had a neighbor, right? And my neighbor would always tell me, "Ed, you're letting these kids just run wild out here," because I guess I was older. I was supposed to run, you know. She's, "I'm telling your father when he gets home, he's gonna be so this." I was like, oh damn, she's gonna tell my dad. See, we respected that. You know what I mean? Like, damn, this neighbor gonna tell. Back then, the neighbors.
Your neighbors would lay the strap on you.
Back then, your neighbors would come out and tell you, "You stop doing that." Now today, the neighbor say something to somebody's child, the mama want to fight. They're both, the child and the mama jump the neighbor. Like people have lost their damn minds, man. Nobody has no respect anymore. Nobody has no respect.
That's what Kevin Parker in the house.
KP, what's up, KP? That's my man. I ain't seen Kevin in a long time. Parker Brothers, that's my dude right there. KP.
And
man. KP was at my sister's house years ago. And we was jamming in the backyard. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna come back up and we're gonna do a jam." And I ain't seen KP since. So telling me on the milk carton, I got an APB out on him. You know what I mean?
He heard you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta find him.
You gotta find him.
I got him on the milk carton.
Yo, because the music was it was a different time. Like we're talking about when you came out. For the people who don't know, you know, because we recycle this and a lot of stuff gets on the back end from me. So for the people that know, they know. And for the audience that don't know, when did you when did the Clientel, how was the inception of the Clientel start? What was the whole, give us that breakdown.
Well, my boy in Queens, when I moved to Queens from Brooklyn, and I was a very young dude. And the first dude I met, like he was in my class, his name was Larry G. And Larry G started a group called the TNT Crew. So when I got to Queens, I didn't know nobody. I was just started school. So I had my bike and me and my cousin was riding through the neighborhood and I seen Larry G. And I was like, oh shit, that's the dude I'm in class with. You know, he was a couple of blocks up, you know, on 220th place. And I was on 135th, 217th. So I seen Larry G. And as we started going to school, we became friends. We became close friends, and you know, he had bought turntables and all that stuff, and he would be scratching and mixing. But he would have all the Eddie Chiba tapes and all that kind of stuff like that too. So then but he worked uptown, in the Bronx because his father had a cleaners and a hardware, 2 cleaners and a hardware. At that time, we was young. His pop had 2 cleaners and a hardware store. So he was like, Larry is rich. You know what I'm saying? Way back then, you looking at it like, damn, Larry is rich. And his pop used to buy him all kind of shit. So he had the equipment. So we had the TNT crews, and we was doing house parties, man. I was doing house parties with Larry at a young age. We was all through Lawton, Cambria, all over doing house parties. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, it was a dude that came from when Larry started, huh? What'd you say, George?
I said, what age? You said we had you said you were at a young age. I said, what age?
14, 15. Yeah. We was doing house parties. His pop would drop us off and come pick us back up. His pop had the first Cadillac Seville when it came out. We was like, oh shit, we come to park in to the house parties in the Cadillac Seville. The first one that ever came out. That was a 79 Seville. That's why I always say we go back like Seville Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? Me and Seville and all the way. We go back like the first Seville Cadillac. I know them brothers all that time. You know what I'm saying? So I use them. We go back like the first Seville Cadillac, which was the coolest one. Yeah. But anyway, we was doing house parties.
Remember old Deuce in the corner? Not even a Deuce. I had the Limited, the Buick Limited. Yeah.
You had the Deuce in the quarter?
Yeah. I had the Deuce.
Yeah, Bill. So Bill got a rhyme. He said like a deuce in the quarter. He throw back like a deuce in the quarter. Yeah, man, I remember that car. That car was fire, man. That car was fire. The Deuce in the quarter. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we started
with the velvet seats and the 8-track tape deck. What?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and at that time, I started rhyming. I did see
what was out though? What groups was out?
I did see Chuck back then.
That's what I was gonna say.
I seen Chuck
Rappamatical.
Rappamatical wasn't out then. They wasn't out.
Who was out?
Rappamatical wasn't out. I wasn't back then around our way. Ultrasounds was out. It was Mr. Melody and Bobo, DJ Mr. Melody. That's my homeboy, Michael Young. Mr. Melody, Bobo, Ultrasounds was up in Lawton. That was before Rappamatical and all that stuff. It was I think Alan T and them was out too. I think Alan T Production was out early too.
We got company before you get into it. Before we get
Civilian.
Here's your partner, huh?
Yeah, I know that guy from somewhere, man. I know that guy. Yeah.
In the house. Yes, sir. So he can add into the convo in regards to who was out, how you guys hook up and collaborate and get it in.
All of this was pre-Seville. Cause see, I'm like 2 years older than Seville. So I'm pre-Seville. So we jammed that. I'm pre-Seville. So I jammed with Larry G for a while. And then me and Gene, because Gene was my cousin, he was DJing. And Larry G was cool. And I learned a lot from him because he had his equipment and I would jam with him. I would jam with Larry G and we would do house parties and stuff. But Gene was my cousin and Larry was like, he wouldn't let Gene mix on his stuff hardly. You know, he was like, this is my shit. You know, I'm the DJ.
And what year are we talking about?
That would be shit. That's late 70s, bro. You talking about 78, 79?
Like that? That's when my man Spoonie G was out in 79 with the Spoonie rap.
70, yeah, that's what that and look, and you mentioned Spoonie rap, and when Larry G brought that home, because he would bring all the beats home from uptown, because he worked uptown, and there was the shop. It was a shop he used to go to Deuce and get all the break beats, and he bring all that shit home from uptown, and he brought that Spoonie rap home.
Yeah, that was my shit. No doubt.
Guy.
Yo, let's work on Seville. Well, can you hear us? What's up, baby?
I can't hear Seville.
No, check your sound.
Turn your volume up, Civilian.
You
Nothing,
turned.
nothing, nothing.
Yo, can you hear me? You can hear me? Yo, Seville, you can hear me? Oh, you can't. Is your volume up? You got your volume up?
But continue, Eddie. You spoon and rap. You said your man used to bring
I heard
the
the
beats
spoon and
from.
rap, but what happened was, and he used to have all the Eddie Chiba and all that stuff from uptown. He had a lot of stuff from uptown, and we would just be listening to that. But what happened was he brought a dude to the crib one day called Jake the Snake, and Jake was a rapper, and Jake was nice. And when Jake came, because he had this voice that was so smooth and dope. So what we did when Jake came through, he was saying a lot of stuff, and he was saying a lot of stuff that came from uptown, and that was my introduction to
Jake.
learning rhymes. I started learning a lot of stuff that he was saying, and before I started writing things that I was saying, but I learned from him. Not I looked at this guy, he was dope, yeah. And Chuck was
Yo,
like Chuck said,
did you have any battles though? Did you battle
huh?
anybody? Were you a battle rapper? Did you battle?
Yo, listen, listen, the battle rap thing, if you ever listen to like what Mikey D and what LL talks about, battle rap wasn't what it is today, like where you diss the person and all of that. Battle rap was just how fly your rhymes was. You go one guy going to cipher, another dude going to cipher. I was never into that. I was too cool. I was Black Fun. I was OJ. I didn't care. You know what? I became. I was. I was a group guy. I was a group guy, and I put the group together. We would go do shows with people and just try to out rap everybody, but it wasn't like, but we do have flyers back in the day because I was on a lot of flyers even before Seville. When Seville got down, I was with Steady B was before Seville got down. And we did a lot of shows with the Albino twins. We was all like Far Rockaway. We was doing we did a lot of shows with them, Linden Boulevard, the family, Far Rock, what was that? St. Gertrude's and Far Rock. Far Rock was real wild. We was out there with them one night and dudes robbed the front door. They was throwing boards, trying to bust out the windows just to get in. That's because back then.
Where I'm at now.
Yeah, but there was a place out there called St. Gertrude's. Back then, Far Rockaway was wild, bro. Or it was like real wild. I don't know how it is now, because you're out there.
It depends when you go.
It is.
In the 60s, Auburn, the Fern, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah, we did a lot. And those places back then.
What group is this, though? What group is this?
Huh?
What group is this? Can you see the picture?
Oh, that's us. That's Larry G, who I was talking about. And that's Seville. That's Easy E. That's Easy E all the way to the left. That's Eli. Easy Eli White. We was calling him Easy E way back then. Before that NWA shit. I mean, before that NWA Easy E, we was calling him that way back then. And that's Mr. Gene in the middle. That's my cousin. Larry G is all the way to, well, he's my right, everybody, well, I guess everybody else looking is on the same side as me. I don't know.
Seville there.
Yeah, that's Seville right there. See, Seville is, me and Seville been, I told you, we go back like the first Seville Cadillac. Yeah, we go back. Me and Seville right there. Since then, we've been like that all the time. All the time.
And this brother here all the way up to top left?
That's Eli.
Top left?
Easy E.
That's Eli.
That's easy. Okay.
Funny story about Eli.
He hear you sit. We hear you, Will. I want to say, Will.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, you can hear you now, Savannah. Yeah.
Yep.
Eli is funny because Eli was when Eli, after I left Larry G and got with Gene, I had Steady B in the group, right? So me and Steady B, we had a lot of routines, man, and we was doing a lot of stuff, man. We, like I said, we was with the Albinos. We was all over the place. Yeah, we was all over the place doing a lot of stuff because we was with Orlando Productions, which was not some boy. His name was Fred, and he was throwing stuff in Brooklyn. He was throwing stuff everywhere. He was throwing stuff. That's how I met Spider D, and we did shows with Cold Crush because Orlando Productions. He hired them too, and we did stuff with them because Larry G was up in the Bronx, and he he was telling me every day, this dude coming in. He said, yo, that dude came to clean us today. And I was talking to him, man, and shit. And I asked him, what did he do? Because, he come in always getting his clothes cleaned and all that. And he said, yo, I rap. And he said, yo, you rap? Who are you? He said, oh, I'm Grandmaster Caz. Okay. Grandmaster Caz. Okay. Yeah. So, yo, it's crazy, man. I can tell you, like, I'm going to tell you a crazy day that we had after we linked up with them. We did a couple of things with them. We even went to a skating rink. Was that a skating rink in the Bronx, Seville?
Yeah, I think it might have been Skate Key.
It was skate somewhere. We did one of those with them, but we also were supposed to do a block party with them because my man told me later on a later basis that Larry G didn't tell us about. Because I think Larry G was like, he said Larry didn't tell you because he didn't want y'all coming up there because y'all was taking a lot of attention from him. I'll just be honest, man. I'm too old to start hiding shit now. Okay? So I just said, so he didn't. So me and Seville missed that, huh?
I said,
me and Seville, yeah, we missed that one. He said, yo, I asked Larry where y'all was at. Larry said, oh, they couldn't come today. Ain't no place where we couldn't go. We went everywhere. We went a lot of places that we shouldn't have been. We used to do everything, bro. Seville, tell them about the train rides and stuff. Man, we was terrorists, bro. We was crazy. We was the 42.
Those are old memories that we just leave. Leave that back there.
It's old memories.
Like we're lucky. There, but no. I want to hear that. What about the train rides?
Yo, we love train rides, man. Come on.
The train rides?
Train rides?
Yeah. What's that?
We had some awesome train rides, man. Man, Seville was one time we wrote a song called The Terrorists, Everyone Off the Beach. The Terrorists, it was like the Bubble Bunch. The Terrorists, Everyone Off the Beach. Because we was crazy, man. When we drink 40s, man, people used to go, here they come. These dudes is crazy. But it was all fun, though. We was just wild and would say anything and do anything and just do anything. I mean, man, I remember one day, our boy, what's Marty? What's Marty Marr's last name? Civilian in Martin.
Dixon?
Yeah, Dixon, Marty D. That's Martin Dixon, man. We used to do this. He was just happened to be there with me that day, and we was on the train, and we was all drinking. And when we got up to get off the train, there was a pretty woman standing right there going out the train. Okay. And me and Marty was walking by. I just leaned in and kissed her, and she looked at me like, "Wow, oh shit." And me and Marty said, "Yo, Ed, I'm gonna tell you something, man." And we walked out. She said, "Bye, so bye." And we was just spontaneous, crazy, but cool at the same time. That's why Mikey started calling me Black Funk, because man, when it came to what we was doing, like, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's crazy because like Will Seville. I'm gonna tell you what LL said when LL first came. Mikey D brought LL to the crib. The first time could I come in? Mikey D said, "Yo, Jay Ski want to come in? Could he come in?" He came in. So we used to do routines, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. People don't even know how good we actually were. We were better in practice than we was on shows, because in practice we did all of our routines at Seville, and a neighborhood would be there, and we would do we had so many routines that people never heard back then, like. We start that day fresh from a full night of rest, and all that shit was craft work and all that, because we was molding ourselves after Cold Crush, and we was doing a whole lot of. We had so much stuff, but we would never. It wasn't like all seen, like, you know what I'm saying. We didn't get to do all of that, and then but yeah, we had crazy stuff. And what happened when Mike brought L the first time, when he came a couple of times, but when he brought him, because he started coming back on his own. But when he brought him, I remember like plain as day, the dude said, "Yo, man, I thought I was good till I saw y'all dudes. Thought I was good till I saw y'all dudes." He said, yo, that's how he talked. "Yo, man, OJ with the swag and the movements, and Seville with the witty rhymes, man, and Mikey D with the voice, man. Y'all dudes is bad, man. Y'all dudes." And that was a long time ago, but it's still a key moment in history for us to, because like I said, we're forever linked to one of the greatest dudes to ever do it. That nigga's nasty. Big L. Nothing but love and respect.
No doubt. Yo, and I want you like that. elaborate after I play this here?
Yeah.
Tell me about,
Okay.
It's our time, we back again, we clocking in, we locking in, we back again, it's our time, we dropping dimes on the drum line, we going all in, promoters are calling, the options falling, baby, we ballin'. No empires, no drug czars, no Medellin, no drug stars, no killers, man, we kingpins, 100 bars, we locked in, no Cartier on my wrist, nah, no Christmas, Harry Krishna, no prison bars, I'm God's son, cause nah, son, ain't the only one in the booth, like Clark Kent, out confident, like 50 Cent, attacking tracks like Nubians, we clientele, we locked in. We going all in, promoters are calling, the options falling, baby, we ballin'. Salute the soldiers from Lawrence and Queens, we your favorites and by all means, we still bringing that heat for the streets, illy beats by Grease the Beast, 40 later we still making runs, semi-automatic lung sons, sounding better than most of these bums, who the hell are these son of a guns, one for Duke, so ain't gonna lie, fuck you, keep doing it like I, doing it like I, doing it like I. Shorty my own and make it high. We going all in, promoters are calling, options falling, baby, we ballin'. Get around like that, hit you like that. We run the city, we on the block like Memphis, baby. Believe it or not, I never been blocked, I never been shot. My fully locked, in the regular top. I'm cool with, I'm the cream of the crop. I'm amateur, thinking he's hot. I'm him, giving all that I got. Not only fans, we got real fans. From relative to passion. Different flows, different shows, clientele, baby, you know, it's our time, we back again, we clocking in, we locking in, we back again, it's our time, we dropping dimes on the drum line, we going all in, promoters are calling, options falling, baby, we ballin'. Clientele, baby, Tricky Turtle, Will Seville, Eddie OJay, steady be in the place to be.
No doubt. Yo, so this is dope, B. And it's
Thank you.
that what is that?
That's Drumline?
Yep, that's the drum line.
Yeah, drumline.
What did you say? What is it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was like
That's recent. We did
80.
that. We do that bill like 2.5 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did that. That's not that old. That's not that old at all. We never
Okay.
did that live anywhere. So we recorded. We recorded that with like the other one I told you to bring back the old days and to drop a little work with Mikey D. We recorded those about 2.5 years ago now. So they still fresh, they still fresh because the one time we started to perform one or two of them, the system wasn't working. I mean, our music wasn't in the system with Divine, so we couldn't even do it. So that was the year my son passed away. And I shouldn't even went to New York that year because I was too depressed out, so then when our music didn't work, I was like, man, what the hell am I doing up here, man? You know what I'm saying? My son had died like 4 months right before that. April, May, June, July, yeah. So I shouldn't even have been there. I should have sat that one out. It was like, nah, that wasn't good for me. That was a bad experience for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that shit is dope.
Yeah.
And the beats, it's all
Yeah.
in tune lyrically.
Yeah.
So
that was a thought that just came in my head, and I was just singing the beat. I was thinking of a rap pattern. And I sung it to my boy over the phone, and that's what he came up with. And I told Seville earlier, I said, yo, I sung the beat to keys, man. And look what he played. I said, he played all this shit. And Seville will tell you, I was like, yo, Seville, I think it's too much music. He was like, nah, just try it. He said, try it. You never know. And then when we did that and everybody started hearing, they said, damn, that drum line, that shit is crazy. Because it's like African drums and it's different. It's different than what people are doing. It's drums, it's African drums. It's fire, So we get to do that. God willing, everything's okay. We get to do that live up there, you know, for sure.
I like this one as well.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yo, how come we don't hear you good on our side, man? Fix that shit over there, boy. I'm coming to your house, bro. You gotta play us more clearer than that. We gotta be heard.
You can't
we can hear it, but you can hear it
me?
a little bit, just slightly. Now I can hear that much better. Yeah, the other one I couldn't hear that much.
Back in the days, DJs, we skipped Beatles. Live on stage, so large like the Beatles. 2 turntables, 3 MCs. Vinyl 33s, no DAP machines. I learned to scratch before I learned to rap. Well, I'm that cat spitting straight fast. I'm the STEADYB. Used to rock in the manner known as the BG. King of the wheelie. Everyone knows me. I'm spitting history. It's no mystery. Boom fast, the only Grandmaster Flash. The Clientel Brothers Grandmaster Dad. Bring back the old days.
Yeah, fade out.
Bring back the OJs.
Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Back in the dizzy, we got busy. 14 steps on the scene. Who is it? It was me and Wilkie, the D-boys. Yeah, one of us gotta change our name. We refuse and I didn't. It's never the same. The little G, Seville, from the franchise guys, it's Clientel. From house parties and parks to highlights. Tennis club, our shows were high-wired. From then to now, ain't a whole lot changed. I'm still the illest you ever heard. What's my name? The old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. My hat's
we bash cops call ops and we catch the room. Things like boondocks up like cartoons. Clientel cartels.
With a strict platoon, I navigate like Uber. Watch me maneuver. Back in the days, fist fights, no shooters. I'm an old school cat, been around like Shaq. Looking pretty Tony niggas looking at the map. I'm the black Fonzarelli, Spaccavelli, Machiavelli. DMX and Belly, I sang better than Nelly. Used to set the highlighters till it's double fire. The Clientel Brothers, hip hop messiah. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay. Bring back the old days. Watch the OG slay.
Bring back the old days, man. You see what Picasso said? OJ, tell him set the hook to me before you recorded it.
Yeah.
And then
listen,
I said the beat sound just like I thought it would in my head.
I called Lotto and I said, Lotto, I want you to do something for me, you know. And he was like, yeah, what's that? I said, I need you to make a video for me. I said, check this out. And I sung that to him. I said, check out and tell me how you think about this. I said, it's our time. We back again. We clocking in. We locking in. We back again. It's our time. We dropping dimes on the drum line. We going all in. Promoters are calling. The ops are falling. Baby, we balling. No empires. No drug czars. No better ye. No drug wars. No killers, man. We kingpins. 100 bars. We locked in. No Cartier on my wrist. Nah. Lotto said, yo, Ed, that shit is a fucking smash hit. That's what he said. Yo, he said, I'm on it right now. I'm on it. I said, yo. He said, that's my man too. And then I come to find out later that he was sick at the time. I didn't know that. And he was like, yo, he said, hey, he said, you recorded that yet? I said, yeah, we in the process. Yeah, we in the process. But I told him early. I did tell him early because I told him real early. Him, Eddie B, and Seville. I told him real early. I was like, damn, I was just singing it to him. But when I sung it to Lotto, he's like, yo, that hook is fire. That's what he said. Yo, that hook is crazy. And he championed me on that one early. He said, don't be telling everybody that hook, Ed. I said, nah. I said, I don't do that, bro. I don't do that. Because we hadn't even, he said, nah, don't tell certain people that because you'll hear a similar version of that shit. Somebody will jack you for that. I said, yeah, you're right. So he did know early. And then he put together the little video for us. He did that for us too. And I appreciate Lotto. Lotto is very talented, man. And he's been there with us too. Lotto is clientele. He's family. So anybody that's family is clientele anyway. Anybody that's family is.
No doubt.
Anybody that's family is. Even Chuck is client. Chuck is my brother. So he's clientele. He hasn't spoken to me lately. Chuck hasn't spoken to me lately because of something.
Listen, did you ever battle? Was like the Rappamatical? Was that any competition that between you guys back in the day?
Rappamatical.
You before Chuck.
Rappamatical was in our neighborhood, right? So this is where, like how the story goes. Like when Chuck was on Bars and Hoops the other night, and I'm, we all grown men. So I was listening to it, and because I disagree with some things that he say, I think he took it the wrong way. Because I ain't heard from him since, but that's okay. We brothers, we'll work it out, whatever.
In regards to what?
He was explaining the groups at the time, and he said, "Clientele, they was real good. They was real good, but we was the group." And I said, I beg to differ. We was the ones doing this, but then we was doing a whole lot of shit too. Now this is where I think, what he makes is a difference, because then when they came out, they would do their steps, that as he refers to it as temptations, or temptations as dancers. They wasn't dancers, but what they did, they added excitement to it. It was more like posing, and bam, to jump this way, jump that way, jump that way. That was a part of their show. It was cool. I'm not knocking nothing from that. That was cool. That brought excitement to, like, when the show first started, bam, bam, dudes turn this way, bam, and then everybody was young. They're like, oh shit, and that's dope. That's dope. That would get everybody excited. I have no problem with that. That was fire. That was the excitement in it. It was, But my thing was, even after they did all of that, man, we on the things that we were on, we was able to come out with our routines and we was able to come out with our routines and still do what we do. It ain't like you did that and we didn't get in. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't give it to them. That was great for them, and I'm not knocking it at all. They did that. But when it came to rap, they couldn't fuck with us. So that's what I say. So when you say you was better than us, might say, you had a show, you had 5 guys. Say, okay, like Level Up said, we say if they show was better because they did those moves, that's fine. I just know we handled ours once they threw the mics to us. Once we got the mics in our hand, we handled what we had to handle. And we did a lot of shows. See, he said, well, we was with Divine. I said, well, damn, I didn't know the dude. If I didn't know him, we would have been. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. I didn't never see them. I know they do their thing. I'm not taking nothing from what they did. Nothing. You can't take nothing from what a man did. But he could see himself. Most people see themselves in high esteem of whatever they did. People see themselves high. Now you might have 1,000 people that say they was better than us, but I know 1,000 people that I know that say we was better than them. So I don't get on shows and say, Rapper Matt, I don't do that. I just say we was in the same hood, and whoever liked too. It wasn't like they was all over New York City on big major shit and we wasn't doing nothing. Because I don't think either side reached it to that level. Put it that way. But it is people who.
But check. If you think it could be in the spirit of a competition, like what you're saying, like in regards to from his point of view, how he sees it, that kind of thing, and then but it was you think maybe he was coming from like, hey, he's his group.
That's his group. That's what,
from that.
Hey, I'm saying that. I'm being upfront and honest about that. Was his group.
No, I'm saying. Right, exactly.
That was his group.
No, exactly.
That was his group up where he lived at. I'm quite sure people was in his ear say, "Oh, you're better than Clientele." I remember, like I told the story before, Chuck came to the house one night and told me, "Yo, we got an open spot. Come, yo, I want you to come join." He said, "Them dudes, they went against it, but I want you to come join us and join Rappamatical." I said, I wouldn't leave Seville to join Rappamatical. No way, no how. That to me, that no, 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 no. I mean, I appreciate him saying that to me. You know, I appreciated him thinking that way about me. But I'm in clientele with Seville, man. Shit, man. We the nah. I only have that stuff. I don't have to say nothing about that.
So it was like that. But
Yeah,
yo, check
yeah,
it. We got the it's the 28th. We're here already.
yeah, yeah,
We got 1 month to the day exactly.
yeah.
And this is what's on the bill. This is who on the bill.
I don't care who's first or who last, but I know that y'all just better rock this at the drop of a dime, baby.
Chuck and Chuck Entertainment proudly presents another day in Springfield Park on Saturday, June 28th from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Hosting historian Van Phil and comedian George Mason. Performing live, MC Miss Knockout, Lotto Picasso, Silver Fox, MC Iniquity, Clientel Brothers, Almighty Force Brothers, Albino Twin, Mikey D, Sedan the God of Sound, Queen, Lady Miz, Lady Razzmatazz, Chucky Chuck, Ray Vaughn, and Johnny Wall, Holland's finest. Special guest, Chill Rob G singing I Got the Power, and the Boogie Boys singing Fly Girl, and music by DJ Divine and DJ Kendu. Infinity Machine will be in the house. If you need a vendor space, call 646-319-5837. It's another summer. Chucky sucks. Bang.
No
Let
doubt.
me ask you something.
And
How come when you play our song, it don't sound like that just sounded? Our song when you play,
when I played your
yeah,
song,
it sounds all muffled on my. Maybe it's on my end. I don't know how it sounds to Bill.
No, it didn't
It
sound.
did-
It
it
sounded.
your end.
It was good. It was okay
It was
with me.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's on my end. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it could
Okay.
be like, the different
Okay.
setups and
Okay.
stuff like
I ain't mad at you. And listen, I ain't mad at I'm not mad at my brother Chuck either. I'm just saying, you know, I don't put them here and say we there, and that's just something I don't do. I mean, everybody, you know, like they say, you know, you gotta praise what you did, and that's all good, you know. It's not like, you know, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. But
I
it's
just
like I said, like we were talking about before, with religions, how the you know, everybody has their point of view, and that's how you can.
Yeah.
For me, that's the only place that you can really
Yeah.
speak from. That where you know what's
yeah,
what.
cause see,
But to force,
it's, yeah, for what Force say, what Shine Ra, that's the homies. But anyway, you know, it's like I always say, I mean, that was a moment in time that went by real quick. But I say we did leave to the people that know us, and we used to come to our practices and our rehearsals and our shows and all that. Like we met L, and L, like you said, L shouted us out. I was like, yeah, I wanted to be in the clientele. Who didn't? Rozelle said the same thing. So, you know, we did leave a hell of an impact on some important brothers of the culture. You know what I'm saying? They know who Eddie OJay and Will Seville is. You know, they know everybody knows who Mikey D is. So we left an important impact on Mikey D. We left an important impact on Lotto. These are dudes, very talented brothers that's still doing their thing. So, you know, we already know, and it's not, because I'm gonna tell you, Seville is more laid back than me. Seville probably would say, I would have told you, Ed, don't do that. And then I say, Seville, I have to do that. That's me. That's what makes me what I am, you know. Because he's Seville be like, you didn't have to do that, though. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be. Everybody's still alive. It's all good. You know, we grow.
Yeah, and everybody has their way of looking at
Yeah,
it. You
yeah,
know,
we grown. We grown. You can
you know,
handle
to
that.
be diplomatic in certain situations and whatever, as they say, you got to call a
It is
spade
what it
for
is, man.
however you feel
Like
about
you
it.
told me, who
You know,
like
that's why I asked you about battling. You know, because you sometimes you can be kind of confrontational.
yeah,
You know, in the spirit of competition, if you will,
yeah.
of what's going on. So I mean, like for you to battle, you know, I can see that. That's why I asked, was there any kind of battling going on with Rapper Matt? You know what I'm saying?
We
Were you guys on that
we
order?
did
And
we
you
did some
answered that.
shows with him. I mean, a couple of shows with him, but we never like it was just like who did whatever they did. You know, like I'm saying, they had their impact on
Right,
who they impacted. We had our impact on who we impacted. But like I was telling you when I
right.
told you, this is what I told you. You were supposed to ask me about C Divine. C Divine.
No, but you bringing it up.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's a matter,
Yeah.
you know.
I'll lead into it.
Yeah. And so that
I'll
divine.
segue into it. It was like,
No, but I'm saying it's already out there.
yeah,
So, but because you know, everybody's got their again. It's like when Chuck was like, "Oh, yo, you should ask this, you should do." It's like everybody looks at us from a certain perspective.
right,
Everybody has their own
right,
style, their own way of
right,
how they do what they
right,
do. And then, like you said, a segue into
yeah,
it. You get to the
right,
point. You don't bullshit. You don't lay back into it. You pop, 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 pop. There you
yeah,
are, and it's all good.
uh-huh,
That's how Eddie OJay does it.
right.
Like you said, Eddie OJay said that.
Audio, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's how you do it. I wanted to bring up my boy Eddie Prather. Eddie P is in the house. He's from Florida. He's out there in Marietta, Florida. Much props, much respect to him. Eddie's from really he's in Florida now, but he was in the Bronx. He's in the boogie down over there in Ogden Avenue, where I spend most of my time. That was my stomping grounds, you know. But Eddie's in the house. Welcome, our partner. And Kevin Parker, like I said, he was saying about how Chucky Chuck was nice when he was solo.
Yeah,
And yeah, so that's what's
yeah, I
up.
knew.
It's all good. Ronald Martin, Almighty Force Brothers is in the house. He's laughing now. He said laugh out loud. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Is he laughing at me or is he laughing with me? So
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you
Yeah.
brought it up about C
C
Divine
Divine,
and the world
C
famous
Divine,
Supreme
world
Team.
famous
All
Supreme
right,
Team show.
elaborate, go into
The segue. Well, I met C Divine. C Divine recorded "Hey DJ." Hey DJ, just play that song, me keep me dancing all night. But what happened was we had did a show at the Highlighters Tennis Court. At the Highlighters Tennis Court, that was Showtime. That was our Showtime at the Apollo in Lawton. So we was doing that show, and we was murdering that show. And that show, because we went last, I think we murdered that show. They had Super Lovers on there, and dude, well, the reason why, because when after we came off the stage, C Divine approached me. I didn't know him, but I knew the show because everybody in New York used to listen to the world famous Supreme Team show, right? So I didn't know. But when I
right.
came off the stage, because people was hollering and screaming, and he was like, "Yo, man, yo, brother, what's your name, man?" I said, "I'm OJ." He said, "Yo, man, yo, dude's got the juice out here, man." He said, "Yo, let me holler at you for a minute." So I'm standing there talking to him. He said, "I got a group coming out here called the Turnout Brothers. I want you to tell me what they need, because that shit that what y'all just did, y'all just tore this place apart." I was like, "Cool." So I'm looking at them, and turn out one of them, they had makeup on, all kind of shit, right? But anyway, he said, "This is what I want to do." He said, "What I want y'all to do is come on my show next week live and do the same shit that y'all did on that stage. Come to my show and bring that same show on my stage." He said, "I'm gonna hook it up. I'm gonna put y'all on a card." He said, "That'll be the advertisement for. I'm gonna have a card. I'm gonna have the top dudes from the Bronx. I'm gonna have the top dudes from Harlem. I'm gonna have y'all representing Queens, and then we got." He said, "We and I, my show is like pumping, and so it's gonna be big, man. It's gonna be big." Dude was cool. I said, "Okay, cool, cool." Okay, he took my number. He could call me all week. Call me all week. Call me all week. So we were supposed to go be on live. What happened? Me, Seville, and Eli, Easy, we met up, and we waiting on my cousin to come and take us to the show, because it was, I guess, I'm not sure where they was either in the Bronx or Harlem. I'm not sure where he was at, but they did have, they had a big show. So my cousin never showed up. So we was out there heartbroken, like, God damn. And I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? So once my cousin didn't show up, when I started calling him back, he answered me, but he said, OJ, what happened, bro? What happened? He said, I had everything set up for y'all to come on. So what happened? I said, yo, man, my cousin, I said, man, our ride didn't come, a DJ didn't come. And he said, oh, man, that's bad business, cuz. That's bad business, blood. I said, God. He said, yeah, that's bad business, blood. So I said, yo, man, you can still do it, though, man. You can still do it. And, we'll set it up. I said, man, I hated that I hated that happened, man. He said, yo, OJ. He said, anytime you're doing business, you got to remember one thing. And I remember the song Eminem said, sometimes you get one chance to blow. You got to lose yourself in the moment. Yo, that was a big thing for us that we wasn't able to attend. That who knows what that would do us. That would have opened, man. Because Supreme Team show at that time was top New York show in New York. That came after Mr. Magic, and then he made, hey DJ, just play that song, keep me dancing. He came right with that right after we didn't show that record came out. He tore New York apart, man. He tore New York apart, man. And yeah, but we met a lot of dudes. We met the I don't know how many people in the room know who the Fantastic Aleems are, but they recorded Run Jesse Run for us back when he first ran for president. That Run Jesse Run is the first record that Mikey D was ever on, and we recorded that. And we put Mikey D on that. That was the first record he ever made. He'll tell you that. He made that with us. Run Jesse, Run Jesse. I don't know who people who heard it, but the Fantastic Aleems at that time, they was one of the hottest club bands in New York because they had a dude called Leroy Burgess. I don't know if you remember that jam. Release yourself, release yourself, there we go again. Yeah, release yourself and get loose. Get loose. Got juice. Get loose, release yourself. That was Leroy Burgess and the Fantastic Aleems. They put that record out for us, and then they became our homeboys. We went and recorded that song with them. Those are dope musicians. They twins, Tahim and Tahakwa. Okay. Yeah, that's the Fantastic Aleems. And that's when I met Spider D through them. And Spider D was trying to put us out. That's when I met him and Sparky D. But Spider D was going through a lot back then. That's a lot of people was, but he was, he was going through a hell of a lot back then. Yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie Chambers in the house. Welcome, Bonnie. Yeah. God bless you, sister. Queen.
Yeah, Bonnie Chambers.
And
the Aleems was a dope. They was dope, man. And we hung out with them for a while. But see, what happened with the Fantastic Aleems, we had met a dude named Rock through them. And that's how and Rock wanted us to do the Run. He said, yo, man, if you'll do a record about Jesse Jackson, it'll blow you all up. And I'm talking to Seville. And I'm like, man, what do you say? Supreme Team from Queens. No, that's not C Divine, though, I don't think. I'm not sure.
She's talking about.
I'm not sure where world famous Supreme Team show was at. I would have to Google that.
But you're talking about the Supreme Team.
Not Supreme Team.
Pappy Mason and them cats.
Not them.
Right.
Not them. Not them dudes. Not Supreme and them. Now this is the world famous Supreme Team. They was DJs. Yeah, they was DJs.
Right. You're talking about Pappy Mason and them cats.
Yeah, not Supreme Team. Not them. Yeah, but Seville, I was telling them about when we did that thing when we hung out with the Aleems for a couple of times when they did that for us when we did Jesse. Your mic on, Seville? Your head? You can hear? Seville looking like somebody knocked his checkerboard over.
Well,
they knocked his checkerboard over.
He tapped out for a little minute. I don't know what happened.
Know.
But I want to drop this real quick.
Grammarly now uses.
You were talking about how you guys hooked up on the collaboration side.
How I hooked up with Seville?
Well, I'm saying like back in the day, would you come in with the show with C Divine?
Okay.
You know the whole. It
So
was
see
interesting.
Divine thing, he didn't want to do it no more. He told me, he said, "Yo, oh man, you missed the show, man." He said, "I was there waiting on y'all. I had a whole show to do, and y'all didn't show up." He said, "So now," and I was like, I was so hurt, man. I think I cried that night, man, because my cousin, he didn't show up, and it was my cousin. He was our DJ, and he didn't show up.
That was an
Yes,
opportunity.
bro.
How old were
It
you?
was a big
Because you
opportunity.
missing opportunities like that, you got to be
It was a
young
big opportunity.
because you don't have an
We
understanding
was
of really the big
I
picture.
was 20. I think I was 20 years old because I remember practicing that week. Listen, that week when we was getting ready to do that show at the tennis court, we was practicing all week. And I told Seville and them, I said, I got a routine. I said, but it's something I wrote. And he was like, something you wrote? Let me hear it. And it was doom 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 fat rat, right? Doom 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 doom
Right.
doom doom doom. And then when I wrote it, I said, listen, I said, I walk out my door, I look outside, I'm feeling good. I keep in stride. Got on my shades and my hat. You know that all my colors match. Yes, all the girls, they look at me. No, they love what they see. They smile at me and then they say, down, down. I said, he is Eddie OJay. And then I say, don't. And my man say, yo, that shit is fire. I say, yeah, yeah. He say, what you gonna try to do that at the show? I said, yeah. He said, nah, Ed, man, that was easy. He said, nah, Ed, that ain't cool. I said, why not? He said, cause it's about you, dog. He said, I love it, but it's only about you. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh man. I said, but look, it's just I'm just doing that one, but it's whatever make our group go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when I did that, it said down, 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 down. I said they smile at me and then they say, he is Eddie OJ. And then I say, listen to my voice, doom, doom, doom. Listen to my voice. I am first choice. I'm a Pisces. I make your body moist. Listen, I look good. I'm bad. And my age is 20. Listen, that's how long ago that was. You know what I'm saying? And,
No
and
doubt.
then you
No
know
doubt.
what? When we got on stage and we had rocked and killed it, right? Easy was the one who told me don't do it. But when we killed that place, he said, "Hey, do that shit, man. Do that shit, man." And my man threw the boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, boom. I said, I walk out my door, I look outside. I'm feeling good. I keep in stride. Got on my shades and my hat. You know that all my colors match. All the girls, they look at me. You know they like what they see. They smile at me and then they say, he is Eddie OJ. Man, we killed that. We tore that place in half, man. That long ago. We was thinking like that, man. We was thinking like that, man. For sure.
No doubt. No doubt. Bonnie Chambers said the Clientel Brothers should be in the Hall of Fame. No doubt. Yes, indeed. Yo. And you got Mikey D, your brother's in the
Yeah.
house. And he says, peace to my Clientel Brothers. Yeah, it got me trapped at work. It's all doubled down because of the holidays and whatnot. But yeah, he's
Hey,
in there.
listen.
He's supporting and
I,
letting you know.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, and Mikey D is a deep part of Clientel. He knows everything I'm talking about. That's why he was calling me Black Fonz and shit. He probably remember that I just said it. I don't know if he heard it, but he might remember that because he the one nicknamed me the Black Fonz. But I'm gonna tell you what we did one night because I'm just spilling all the tea. There's tea all over my floor, bro. I don't give a, we at that point now. We done got old school and all that, so tea is all over the floor. I'm in a flood right now. But anyway, we did another show at the Highlighters Club, right? And what happened was all our people used to come and see us, and there was another dude around the way that used to do shows. His name was Les Love. He would throw the shows, and they would try to rap too, but they wasn't really into it that deep. But they would try to rap too. But he was into Kevy Cab and the Romantic, Fantastic Freaks and all that. So he brought Kev and them down, and we was on the show with Kev, and our crowd is there. We got to have, that was our hood. So our crowd is there. This place is packed out, and the Romantic Five is there, and whoever else was on that shit. And it was me, Mike, and Seville, and my cousin Gene. We supposed to jam. And for some reason, he knew we was going to rip the place up. He didn't even want us to jam after we got all our people. I said, yo, what's up? And they kept saying, yo, OJ, when y'all coming on? It's getting late and late. And I'm arguing with Les. Yo, man, what you trying to do, man? You trying not to let us get on? He said, yo, Kev and them gonna go on. I said, fuck Kev and them. I remember that. Because, this was our hood, and it's getting late, and, like, he's not trying to let us go. You know what I'm saying? I was dealing with that kind of thing, too. He was not trying to let us get on. So then when the damn night is almost over, what we did, the time was running out. We didn't even get to do no routines. I said, yo, Seville, this is what we do. Get under Mikey D. Get under that side of him. I got under the other side. I got under one side of Mike's arm. Bill got under the other side of Mike's arm. We just held Mike up in the air. He said, rip this shit, man. Rip this shit. Mike asked Mike, he'll tell you. I'm quite sure he remember that. Yep. And we just let Mikey freestyle and go off. We just held him. Because I said, fuck, I don't even want to ride him now, Bill. Just let this nigga done held us down here. So a lot of the people done left. Our people done left. People mad. Yo, OJ, what's going on? Why y'all ain't coming on? Like, cause this dude trying to do some haterade shit. I'm jealous because we know we gonna smack this out the park and not trying not to let us go. We done got all our people their place jam packed, waiting all night. Now it's damn near about 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, what this nigga? What you doing, bro? What you doing? That happened twice with him. I don't mind telling his.
That's crazy. Like how, like you said, the haterade stuff.
Yeah,
like
man.
people trying to, like other groups trying to show you up. Other groups are hating. Other groups are trying to.
Because he was the one throwing. He was the one throwing the show, but trying to rap too. But they wasn't really into it. They tried, for some people, they jumped in when it got hot. They wasn't, they wasn't really serious, but it was a big fad. Everybody wanted to be a part of it. It wasn't a fad. That's the thing. But everybody wanted to be a part of it. So you had this group over here, this group over there, but they wasn't really, they was in the house practicing. That's what I call Mickey Mouse groups, And you may say, what's a Mickey Mouse group? I said, people that was good in their house to themselves. Like you sing in the shower, those dudes that never did a show or nothing like that, I call them Mickey Mouse groups. Turn on your little Mickey Mouse.
A lot of groups want to be hood.
But everybody wanted to be down, and I get it because it was creating hood superstars. So everybody wanted to be there, and even everybody didn't share the same fame, but a lot of people got known behind it that didn't blow all the way up. You know what I'm saying? The baddest group ever out of everybody didn't blow up like a lot of dudes that didn't even have half as much talent as them, and that's the Cold Crush Brothers. That's the baddest group, hip hop group that ever lived. As a collective, you see them on the show, routine after routine after routine. I seen an interview. Cass said, "Yo, we practiced for a year before we came out. No wonder. That's why." And
that's why
they were so dope. You practiced for a year before you even come out, and now we coming out with a never-ending show that just keeps going on, routine after routine. Kaz is, like Mikey D said, yo, you know what? Grandmaster Kaz is not as famous record-wise as a whole lot of people, man. But he is as famous as all of them because he had the baddest group ever that didn't even have, before records even came out. Them dudes were the baddest cats in New York, and they didn't even have no damn record. The Cold Crush was that. They was, like Mikey said when he heard David, that made him wanna rhyme. Them dudes were so dope, man. They tapes, man. We used to walk in functions, and they be playing the Cold Crush. They tape. Soon as somebody got a Cold Crush tape in there. Just a tape before the jam even started, they would be playing that. You'd be like, holy shit. They tapes was like selling records. You could have a Cold Crush tape and sell it to everybody. That's how.
But why do you think that they never blew up? Like the way, like
why do you think?
Why do you think that?
I'm gonna tell you something. When we did some things with them, JDL became a homeboy of mine. Me and JDL was real cool. I like that dude. I called JDL the Method Man before the Method Man. He was like that with the moves and the swag. That's what I call a Method Man before Method Man. That's JDL. because we did a show with them, and one night I was standing outside with him, and he said, "Yo," and I'm looking at this dude. He's looking up in the sky and he's posing. Then he's putting his hands on his. We were just standing out there talking. Cars going by and shit. He's posing. He's posing, like, you know, but slow, moving slow, and then looking up, then looking down, and looking sideways. And he take his hand and put his hand up in the air. Then he put his hand on his face, and then he's just moving. I said, "Yo," I said, "What you doing, Al?" He said, "Yo, oh, I'm flaking, man. I'm flaking." I said, "You flaking? Oh shit, this is some uptown shit." Just like they would do, they was just different. Like he's actually posing, but just moving real slow. And if you look in, it's a Furious 5 video that Mr. Ness and Melly Mel was at the light when I think when they was doing the message or something. And if you notice, Ness was in the video, and he was doing that same shit L was talking about. He flaking. He was just turning his head real slow, looking. Then he look up, then he point up, then he fold his arms up. He put his hand on. All this time, just doing this slow like movement. Some shit that they had like I'm in my zone type of shit. That's why they was innovative.
I asked you, why did you think the Cold Crush? Never
Why I
blew
think
up?
because you know what? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Same thing I told JDL, because I used to call JDL. I said, L, when they came out with all those hot street routines, right, that they used to do, all those hot routines, when they made their first record, they did punk rock, rap, rock. And I said, damn, that was all they had to do was do that shit they was doing and put on record that they was doing at the parties, those routines. We are the Coca, but they came out a different. And when I called them, I said, L, why did y'all put out a? He said, yo, you don't know what we doing, man. We trying to catch the white audience, man. When you catch the white people, you know, that's how you catch them. So they went away.
So they was trying to cross over too.
Yeah,
early. They didn't stay.
They went away. They went away from the formula that made them famous for a while, and they came into like.
And they tried to cross over.
Yeah, they tried to cross over. He said, OJ, you don't. I said, L, y'all got to do them damn routines, man. Put that routine on a record. That shit is already all over New York City. Once you wax it and play it on the, now it's gonna now the DJ's gonna play it. OJ, y'all don't understand, man. The white people is the way to go. I said, shit.
That's what he said. Oh,
I said, this is black culture. He thought if that went punk rock, it would go big punk rock. I am JDL, a rock rap. I am Kaz, a no rock so well. They changed their whole style to like trying to do something different. That when the iron was hot, if they were
trying to make everybody happy.
No,
trying to hit
I'm trying to listen to what somebody's saying would be bigger. Nothing was bigger than what they was doing. Nothing was bigger than what made them famous. But when you start listening to other people, and at that time, it's a bunch of young dudes, and you got a dude that's gonna put it out, and a white guy said, "Yo, man, I'm gonna tell you who gonna be the biggest supporters of you guys. If you catch the punk rock, these guys will spend money. You'll be so big." And when you signing deals and stuff, you listen to stuff like that at the time too, at the moment.
So why do you think Run DMC did with that Walk This Way?
But see, the King of Rock. The King of Rock.
But yeah, Walk This Way.
But see, they broke into that after they hit with the regular rap shit. Then they took over the world. Yeah, they could do that then. Yeah, they took over the world.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you think that's where their heads were at, Cold Crush, at that time, where they were trying to transition into what Run DMC did? You know what I'm saying?
I think that was even. I think that was even before then. I think that was even before.
No, I'm just saying. Well, no, they came, but then the Cold Crush, they tried to, instead of staying true to their form,
they tried to
true to who they were.
They tried to go like we always think, you know, if I get on if I get on, you know, look how many, how our people look at life. If the, you know, a lot of our people look at life. I could give you a I could give
Right.
you a compliment, right? But if a white guy say, George, you're gonna be this and that. You say, oh shit. Like a lot of us are mentally, the white guy said it to me. And I'm gonna tell you, bro, that the brainwash is real. It's real. Cause you know, cause it just, but more than the brainwash is real. We live in America. America is run by white people, bro. Has been, always has been. So at the end of the day, a lot of us are caught up in thinking that if the white person say it to me, it means more to me. That's just how we've been brainwashed to believe. But it's not actually.
Condition.
It's actually when somebody runs everything. You know, it's actually that's the situation that you're in. You know, that's the situation that you're in. You know, and
Welcome, Arvell. Arvell in the house.
yeah,
No doubt. Arvell Johnson. And yeah, I feel
yeah,
you. No doubt about
yeah.
that. We've been, as you say, brainwashed and
You ever
conditioned, and
you
nothing
ever see you ever
behind.
see you see how the NFL cut the deal with Jay-Z? Did you see how that all went down? They was doing the thing with
Well, you
they
know,
was they was doing the thing about my man kneeling all the time, Kaepernick. There was the and
right,
Jay-Z was on Kaepernick's side in the beginning. But then it started. All the
right,
football players started kneeling to support Kaepernick. Okay,
right,
okay. Jay Z said we're gonna support Kaepernick, and nobody. We ain't gonna come. We're not ever at halftime anymore gonna sing or do nothing for them. We're going through police brutality. Brutality. We're gonna support our brother. We're gonna support. Nobody don't do nothing with them. But Jay Z went in the back door and signed the deal himself with them. You know what I'm saying? Now he's over. Now
yeah,
he's over the halftime. He's the black guy that cut the deal with the man, and he's the one who hires everybody that does halftime. So you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to who we know got the power, that's how people fall, man. They say, "Yo, they fall." That's how we do. We, you know, our
yeah.
unity is tested all
No
the
doubt,
time.
you're right.
You know,
It's unfortunate, but you're
it's
right.
true.
I see Will Seville. I guess he's having technical
Yeah.
problems. I want to play
Yeah,
this
play
here,
Seville's joint.
and
Oh, better watch your
Okay.
mouth. You coming
That's the one with
outside.
Mikey
We
D. Hey,
ride.
George.
Yeah. Clientel Brothers, no others. We taking over, no doubt. We coming outside and we riding, dropping little work, we out. We did and still be here after so many years. Blood, sweat, and tears show that we still care. When the ops appear, we show no fear. In fact, we'll remove your veneers, yeah. Promoters, they keep us booked because they love how we cook. Yeah, we chefs, baby, yeah, we rap, baby. Another dope look from the brothers that keep others shook. We crazy, baby, word to Snook. Come on. Clientel Brothers, no others, y'all better watch your mouth. We coming outside and we riding, drop a little work and we out. Clientel Brothers, no others. We taking over, no doubt. We coming outside and we riding, drop a little work and we out. Yeah. Living in Queens, I blew rappers to smithereens. Clientele, cartel raised me well. It's in the genes, little middleman. That's because I'm in between OJay and Will Seville. That's the team. Know what I mean? Ain't nothing changed but the age and the time, and everything is full circle on the stage when we rhyme. We gotta rep Snook. He's the one who overlooks peace and blessing, y'all. Somebody take the hook. Clientel Brothers, no others, y'all better watch your mouth. We coming outside, we riding, drop a little work, we out. I'm Clientel Brothers, no others. We taking over, no doubt. We coming outside and we riding, drop a little work and we out. In all black like the crow, I'm blowing like crypto. I drop you like Crisco. I got that slick hit flow. You know I stay on go. The clientele tempo. And if you slow, buddy, yo, I'm stealing your chick, bro. So we inside, we outside, we Brooklyn, we Southside, we Bronx, we Kings, we're real queens on our side. We speak it, then we preach it, and we teach it till we reach it. We corporate and we street and we deep, we never sleep. Clientel Brothers, no others, y'all. Better watch your mouth, watch your mouth. We coming outside and we ride and drop a little work and we out. Clientel Brothers, no others. We taking over, no doubt. You doing what? We coming outside and we ride and drop a little work and we out. We out.
Drop a little work and we out, no doubt.
Drop a little work, baby.
Somebody hit the hook, baby. Yo, that shit is hard, no doubt. And
yeah, Mike. Yeah. Getting back to how Mikey D. That's the joint we got with Mikey D on there. Like I said, the first record we ever did, Mikey D was on there. That's my dude. That's my little dude, man, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Will, I don't know, Will, so he's trying to get back on. La Picasso's supposed to come next week. Then after that, I'm supposed to have the Almighty Force.
Yo,
and
let me tell you something.
Let
me tell you something else that happened too. My father, I was supposed to hook you up with my dad. We did a documentary on my dad a couple of weeks ago. We just trying to get it finished. We're not finished yet. The dude, we made that up. He talked about his history, and I spoke on it. A couple of us spoke. That's how I met him. But listen, we were supposed to go. My dad was on Ray Cox Record. That was a big gospel label back in the day, and his friend was Teddy McCrae, and from Ray Cox Records.
Okay.
So Ray Cox Records was Teddy McCrae. My dad's group was the Wandering Soul, so he was on Teddy McCrae. So when the dude had told us to do Run Jesse Run, we did Run Jesse Run. My dad said, "Yeah, let's let Teddy hear that," because Teddy's name was Mr. Bear. He did the big bands like Cab Calloway shit. I mean stuff. He was like that. He was like that. He was called Mr. Bear, and he had the big bands. I had Googled him the other day, Teddy McCrae. If you pull him up, he wrote a whole lot of stuff. But then when we took Run Jesse Run to Teddy McCrae, he said, "Oh, I like that. I like that." He said, "I know who would want to hear that." So we got all hyped up and all happy, and you know who want to hear that? He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take y'all to meet Ralph Cooper at the Apollo. That's my boy." So he took us up there with Run Jesse Run. So we sat in Ralph Cooper's office and we played.
Was that the original? Was that his son? Was that Ralph Cooper Jr. or Ralph Cooper?
Ralph Cooper. This was back in the day. He was older cat then.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an older cat then. So when we was real young, but so we took it to him in his office. So he was running Apollo at the time, Ralph Cooper. So we went up there and we let him hear it. He said, "I liked it,"
okay.
but our mind frame was like, we was cocky, man. I mean, not cocky. We was like, I said, he said, "Yo, I think."
No, you were cocky. You said it. You were cocky.
Nah.
You said it. You were
he
cocky.
said,
yeah.
He said, "What I'll do is I'll put you on the Apollo, Showtime." And I was like, "Yo, Seville, on Apollo?" I like that wasn't nothing. Like I don't know. We had this big mind, like, I don't know. We had this big mind, like when Aaron,
like the Apollo was
like the Showtime. We wanted a record deal.
Like
we wanted a record deal. Now, one of the biggest mistakes we ever made in our life, not going on Apollo. You know why? We would have been in the archives of the Apollo for the rest of our life. That's history. You know what I'm saying? Clientel Brothers was on Showtime at the Apollo, just like in the archives. Mikey D got Soul Train. That's very large. That'll never go away. It'll be, you know what I'm saying? He's in the archives of Soul Train, one of the greatest shows in history of black folks. So which was the Apollo,
that's right.
Which is the same thing as the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? The Apollo
Yeah.
was that
Yeah.
before Soul
Yeah.
Train. Shit. The Apollo is American culture from Harlem, straight from Harlem, right? And we would have did that.
But like you say, you didn't do that
And yo,
at that
at the
time.
time,
You wanted
and
a record
Jesse was
deal.
the first black.
You wanted a record
Yeah,
deal.
we wanted a record deal. And
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson was the first black man that ever ran for president. Do you know how much history we had in that? And that record, if you listen
Yeah.
to that record right now, it's a cool record for way back then. I don't know, you heard it, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool record for way back
Yeah.
then. There's a new candidate who has entered the race. From the looks of things, he's going to take first place. With a heart of a lion, he is on the case. He'll be the next president for the world of face. He went to Syria to save a prisoner of war. You know that has never been done before. To this solution we have come. You better run, Jesse, run. You're number one. Show the world where you're coming from. We did that then. That's a part of history. If we would have cemented that with the Apollo, oh my God, man, we wouldn't be talking about none of this stuff about who did this and that. It'd been like Clientel was on Apollo back then. That would have been cool. But we wasn't even really into that record. Like, we did it because we was asked to do it. I mean, we did it, and now that you listen to it now, we did a good job too. Hey, you know, they say it's a poor frog that don't praise his own pond. We did a good job on that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, now that I listen to it now, I'm like, damn, bad call. Should have did the Apollo. That would have been whew, forever in the annals of history, man.
Like you say, listen,
Yeah.
you said you were cocky, you were young, and my grandma would always say, you know, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
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 You just didn't know. If I know then what I know now.
Yeah.
You can go with all those old problems, but that's what it is, man. It's just like you're young and you just
Well, you're young.
those opportunities are right there.
And listen.
Yeah, and nobody
Listen.
whispering in your ear like to do this, do that, make this move, make that
Listen.
move type
Just
shit.
like
I mean, and you
just like people ask, I had people ask me, do you regret that y'all never put LL in the Clientele? I said, not really, because I mean, because at the time, I don't know, because I don't think LL was all over. He was trying to find the big deal. So, well, I wish I could say I wish
he found it.
he found
he
it.
went
I
his
could
own
say,
way.
okay, just like I was talking about the Angels of History with the Apollo. Yeah, I wish we would have put him in. I wish we would have put him in. No matter what would have happened, you know, no matter what would have happened, whether he would have stayed a little while and left, if he would have still been LL. But even though he's still a part of our history anyway, so regardless, he's a part of our history. We just broke a few more necks for a couple of more weeks or months or however, because he was trying to find his own, you know, thing. So, you know, it would have been something cool. I wish him and Rozelle would have been in the group. Him, Rozelle, Will Seville, Mikey D, and me. Boy, we'd have had a good time. We'd have been the Furious Five, not them. The Clientel Brothers. Clientel, LL, Mikey D, Will Seville, Eddie OJay, and Rozelle. Oh shit, man. What?
Y'all smoked, would have lit it up. But the Clientel
it wouldn't have been. You know what?
Will and then Mikey trendsetters.
Oh,
no question about it.
Hey.
You already got your niche.
We'd have been.
I hear what you're saying.
I wish that would have happened. That would have been crazy. Okay, Will Seville, Rozelle, LL, Mikey D, and Eddie OJay. Wow. What are you talking about, son? That would have been the craziest. That would have been the crazy. We'd have been Wu-Tang of Queens. Yeah, there they go. We got them niggas over there. Don't go on that side of town where them niggas is at, because you're just gonna embarrass yourself.
That shit is heavy. But they were talking about y'all like that back then.
Clientel.
You feel me? I mean, without like the added.
No, I'm just saying. I'll just say it because it's good. Because it's good conversation, you know.
But in this valid.
Yeah, it's good. It's good history.
It's
good conversation. It's good conversation. You know, I asked let me shout out to, like you said, you played about the show coming up, and the coming up on the 28th, the Springfield extravaganza with all the artists on it. You know, you got all the names. You can name all the names, man. You know, and the flyers, and you shout it out and you play it. But that's gonna be nice, man. That's gonna be dope. And like I told, I know you got to join on Seville.
I don't know who's
You got to
first or
join on
who
Seville. But
last, but I
I
know that
told
y'all just
Seville
better rock this at
that
one time, baby.
Chuck
yeah, please.
Entertainment proudly presents another day in Springfield Park on Saturday, June 28th from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Hosting historian Van Phil and comedian George Mason. Performing live, MC Miss Knockout, Lotto Picasso, Silver Fox, MC Iniquity, Clientel Brothers, Almighty Force Brothers, Albino Twin, Mikey D, Sedan the Guard of Sound, Queen, Lady Miz, Lady Razzmatazz, Chucky Chuck, Ray Vaughn, and Johnny Wall, Holland's finest. Special guest, Chill Rob G singing I Got the Power, and the Boogie Boys singing Fly Girl, and music by DJ Divine and DJ Can Do. Infinity Machine will be in the house. If you need a vendor space, call 646-319-5837. It's another summer. Chucky sucks. Bang.
Yo,
Yeah,
that's a powerful lineup there, bro.
yeah.
No doubt.
I did want to say, Seville had contacted me and said, "Yo, for this one coming up, we got to do something together. So, you know, we'll do that and we'll do it together." And I told him, I said, "Listen, bro, I'm all the way here. You're all the way there. This is what you do. This is what we do. You take this thing is like a take your genius mind and do a joint. Do a joint? I'm gonna take my mind. I'm gonna do a joint, and that way you can focus on what you're doing. I can focus on what I'm doing, and we don't have. And you make something dope. I'm gonna make something fucking badass, and we don't have to try to do that shit over the phone. So that way we're gonna do our clientele stuff. Then Seville gonna do a joint, and I'm gonna do a joint, and watch what happens.
And
watch.
You cued me in,
Watch.
and this is perfect right here because this is
you got to do it. But you don't know the one he's gonna do. But play that one. Yeah, he ain't giving you the one he's gonna do. So rock that.
Rhymes disease, your cash my breeze, but do gas if you scratching like lions, please. Real civiliano, grown man flow. Scoop that's out the door, but not the Sambo. What your mans know about that 24 flow. Sounding ball, czar of the bar show. Dumping cargo everywhere I go. Something hard flows, check the barcode. Understand there's levels, state, federal, heavy metal, the bars be incredible. Extra with that intellectual texture, formerly known as the bar collector, especially dope. Anybody better? No. Word to Contagious, Cardwell Poet. Word to the motherland, Al Kebulon.
Come on.
Word to Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on, baby.
Your mind. Recognize where the light is in its prime. Take it like one, be a crown. Lungs of fire, I rock through yard, the devil is a liar. Hoodies, Tim's is my attire. I be walking beats down like Michael Myers. Still grinding, searching for the perfect flow. Internally, I re-up when the work is low. Sticking moves,
I re-up when the work is low. How about that?
Especially when the track is dope. From now on, all felonies, no misdemeanors. Ain't no doubt in my mind that I spit the meanest. Absolutely ridiculously gifted I be surprised at myself for how wicked I be. Words flip, twist like licorice. Can't miss when the lyricists be ripping this. Mamba be the mentor when it's game time. All that much more at the same time. Fall in line, recognize when the light is in its prime. Your man treat you like mine, it should be a crime. Fall in line, recognize when the light is in its prime. Man treat you like mine. motherfucking lion from Zion. When I rhyme starts a line like Orion, smacking cats around while hardly trying. When I enter your mind, I be gentrifying. Stop crying, listen to the old head. With this heat, I lay down on a cold bed. Ops hearts all stop, got them taking meds. Doctors over their body yelling code red. Like I told Ed, yo, I'm just having fun. Yeah, I'm nice, but the second wind soon come. The waters will tremble when I assemble. Word and flow from the mental or instrumental. Got that uncut pure dope for your mind. Leave you all on a high as I'm so inclined. Jazzy G scratching while I mainline. Another classical drop at the same time. Shalom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At the same time. At the same time. At the same time. Same time.
Come on. What? Come on. At the same time. Yes, indeed. I re-up when the work is low. How about that? Huh?
Yeah.
I
We
re-up
up when
when
the
the
work
work is low, no doubt. Will
for
Seville,
sure, for
baby.
sure.
No doubt, for sure. Yo, so all right, we got it coming up on the 28th. That was
Yeah.
Will Seville. For y'all that don't know, the cerebral, the lyrical, prolific. It's just Chuck always like, yo, man, you got to listen to Will. He's vicious with the pen. And then when I tuned in, I was like, oh shit, yo, he's got that flow, and then that that have you go, whoa. That's when you know you got something. That's what's up. God bless you, brother. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Will, that's what's up. So with you and Ed got something collab for, and then with Mikey, you guys are powerful, B. Mikey D, Will Seville, Mr. Eddie OJay, huh? The Clientel Brothers, huh? Yo, that's what's up. That shit is powerful, B. Hitting hard. It's a pleasure, man. I'm thankful for you guys to bless my platform, my little humble abode. I appreciate that, man.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding along those lines. Dropping
Wisdom,
mad
and knowledge,
knowledge.
and the history.
Yes, indeed. And
Yeah.
you're very candid. What I love about you is that you don't bite your tongue. You feel me? You
Oh
don't.
no.
You speak it that you speak your truth, the way it
Yeah.
is. From
One
your
life,
perspective.
man. One
That's
life,
it.
man. A lot of time people they have to think through my eyes, like you see life through your eyes. You two people could see the same thing happen, and it'd be two different stories, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's like a
So I
Bible
have to
verse.
tell it.
No question about it. Like a
Yeah,
scripture, a piece of
yeah,
scripture.
yeah,
One person,
yeah,
there are 10 people in the room,
yeah,
one scripture, you got 10 different interpretations. That's how
yeah,
it
man.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could tell. I could tell somebody to shut up. By the time it get to you, he say, "George, he told you to shut the f up." You'd be like,
Yeah.
bruh, okay."
He's gonna beat
So
your ass. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You
People
know what
put
I'm
hot
saying?
sauce on stuff, man. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
got hot sauce on it. So you have to tell the story that you know through your eyes, man. That's all it is. That's what it is.
No doubt.
A lot of people
So
see the
Will, how
same
long did
story
it
two
take you
different ways.
to come up with that? Will?
Seville.
I guess you can't hear me.
Yeah, he's going in and out.
Okay. All right. Yo, so what do you want to leave me with, Ed and Will?
Oh man, nothing, man. It's you know, it's just
You want to drop
I just say
16?
this.
You want to drop
I
you
just
want
yeah,
to drop
I'll say something. Dude. I'll say something. I say kaboom. My whole platoon's in the room. We soldiers, not goons. This over real soon. Whew. We come in peace. Y'all leaving in pieces. This war don't cease. It only increases. No ARs, no AKs, no street sweepers. Only dope freaking lyrics from some old school teachers. We preachers. Sermons flowing out of the speakers. We hypnotize minds. We murder in features. We creatures of habit. A cold mic, I grab it, flame it like an arsonist, and toss it back. You can have it, silly rabbit. This tricks of a kids, my nigga. My cerebrum is a Uzi. My wicked tongue's a trigger. I'm here like slavery has been for centuries, with enough history for 2 documentaries. Whew. Clientel Brothers, Clientel Cartel. My dialogue, it go hard. Check the catalog. It ain't over, gas the rover. Pull on up and watch me murk these boba scops who won't back the fuck up. These green jackets, we masters. For sure that's up. We World Cup. Hallelujah! For sure that's us, because I'm the real thing, baby, in the world full of fakes. And I'm a rabbit mongoose in the world full of snakes. True Lawton Prince. Royalty ever since. I hit him with the content. All my ops got rinsed. Fake homies got washed and put on the bench. King Corso in the trench. Don't open the fence. The prodigal son, magnificent one, omnipotent one, omniscient one. Woo! I spit it done for fun. Super cool, old school, mythical unicorn. I'm optimizing my prime every time I perform. And the optics show, my ops all know, like Kilimanjaro, I'm about to blow. Eddie O, baby. Eddie O. You already know. Yeah.
You already know. That's
You
what's
already
up,
know.
man. No doubt.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
and we still gonna do that piece with your pops, man. Whenever you just let me know what's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm gonna do that with you. Tell my man Ra. I see him. I see him. That's my dude.
That's what's
They
up.
was on their shoulder. They was on their shoulder other night, and I went in there and talked about them because, like I said, that's me and Seville. We got mad respect for them cats, man. Them some mad respectful brothers. They do their thing,
They do their thing.
and
No doubt. Yeah.
they do their thing, and we got mad love for them. And we supposed to do a joint with them if we ever get it. If we get it, well, I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be up there the whole week. So if me and Seville could squeeze that in, we will do that. You know, because that we got respect for them dudes. So I'm gonna come. I'm coming a week early, so I get to spend time with Seville.
Let me
I
know.
know I'm
Hit
gonna
me
see.
up,
I
man, and
know
let
I'm
me
gonna
know
see.
what's good.
I know I'm gonna see Mike, and then we're gonna go that week when I'm up there. We going on bars and hoops that week. So I'm gonna spend some time with, you know, spend some time with the homeboys, man. You know,
But it's
God
gonna
willing,
be
long as
gonna
everything,
be a great day.
long as God has me here and I'm okay, man. I'm gonna do that, man. You know what I
I
mean?
feel
Yes, all love for the almighty clientele. That we that's our mixture of both groups, the almighty clientele. They know what it is.
Big
Yeah.
Ross said mad respect his birthday and mad respect to them, and they're supposed to come on I think the 11th after La Picasso. We'll see how that
Mad
goes.
respect too. Mad respect to Lot Picasso. That he been our little brother the whole time. He been there for the whole ride, man. He been
We
there the
have an
whole ride.
interview tomorrow. Seville said the
Yeah.
interview tomorrow on Hilltop Radio, so that's what's
Yeah.
up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna close it out. I'm gonna end it on that,
Yeah.
and then
Close
I'm
it
going
out,
to
bro.
continue to hype it up with with the platform, and we got Eddie OJay, Miss Eddie
Listen,
OJay said that the Black
coming to
Fonz,
Springfield. Black
huh?
Fawn said, come
The
to
Black Fonz.
Springfield
Eddie OJay said that.
extravaganza coming from the Black Fawns and Will Seville, the
Will Seville,
rhyme and Will Seville. Yo,
Will
coming from the
we up
Black Fawns, we
with the
want
smoke.
everybody in the room to come and witness the Legion of Doom, boy. It's on and popping. It's up. When it's up and it's stuck, we knuck and we buck when it's up and it's stuck. We not a gang, man. We lyrically bang, man. The Springfield extravaganza, the 28th of June. Clientel will be in the house with all our homeboys and homegirls. I ain't calling everybody out because you got the flyer already, but it's going down. You know, Eddie OJay said that. Remember that. Mikey D, Lotto, Will Seville, Eddie OJay, it's going down. Almighty Clientel, baby, we coming. Stop.
Who said that? Who said that?
OJ said that, bro. It's a Clientel. It's Springfield, yo. And shout out to Sedan, man. Sedan cool. Shout out to Chucky Chuck. Yeah, Chucky Chuck, my bro. He ain't talking to me. That's all right. We grown. Men don't have to talk. Hey, men don't have to talk. Hey, George, I ain't gonna tell you got pretty legs, bro. You don't do that. We real out here. We real in the field. This ain't Pastor Crawford and you know. We put when we Seville. When we came up, Seville and all of us, we wrestling.
Hold on. Let me ask you something. What's wrong with my legs?
Yeah. Huh?
What's wrong with my legs?
I don't know. I ain't seen them and don't want to see them. I don't care what the hell is wrong with your legs. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Hey, you trying to say my legs? Listen, you trying to say my legs ain't pretty? You trying to say my legs ain't pretty?
You might have two little, and you got two little Kevin Hart legs. Your leg, when you sit on the chair, your legs don't touch the floor; they hang in the air. You got Kevin Hart legs, a little midget.
Well, you already know. God bless you both. God bless you, Will, and thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
God bless you, George, man.
God bless you as well. Eddie OJay said that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Cartel, Clientel Car. We'll see you in June the 28th. Eddie OJay said that. Almighty Clientel, baby. This is how we do it, man. Yo, man. Yo, it was an honor and a pleasure chopping it up with you, bro. For sure.
Always. No doubt. Yes, indeed.
Yep. Like the bill said, peace and blessings. Somebody take the hook. That's it. That's what it is.
Great show, man. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. Listen, the Clientel Brothers in the house in full effect. And that joint by Will Seville, that shit was like it has you like you have to listen, like we always say, because you miss some gems if you don't. And it just chopping it up, just keep it just keep it, man, above board, keep it on the surface, man. And it's all good like that. And everybody in the house, I want to thank you. It was an incredible show, and I want to run back the who we got coming up for Springfield Day, the platform. This is DJ Divine. You got Ken Do.
I don't care who's first or who last, but I know that y'all just better rock this at the drop of a dime, baby.
Chucky Chuck Entertainment proudly presents Another Day in Springfield Park on Saturday, June 28th from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Hosting historian Van Phil and comedian George Mason. Performing live, MC Miss Knockout, Lotto Picasso, Silver Fox, MC Iniquity, Clientel Brothers, Almighty Force Brothers, Albino Twin, Mikey D, Sedan the Guard of Sound, Queen, Lady Miz, Lady Razzmatazz, Chucky Chuck, Ray Vaughn, and Johnny Wall, Holland's finest. Special guest, Chill Rob G singing I Got the Power, and the Boogie Boys singing Fly Girl, and music by DJ Divine and DJ Ken Do. Infinity Machine will be in the house. If you need a vendor space, call 646-319-5837. It's another summer. Chucky sucks. Bam.
Yes, indeed. And I'm going to close it out. I want to say again, thanks to the Clientel Brothers, Eddie OJay, Will Seville, Mikey D had piped in real quick. He had to, do what he had to do for himself, and it's all good like that. That's what it's all about. Do you, and always have respect, first and foremost. All right? Keep God first and foremost in your heart and in your daily plans and prayers. Get on your knees and let the old man upstairs know what's what, that you have him, at heart, huh? Say thank you, and that's how that goes down. You feel me? It's all good like that. Keep it on that note, on the spiritual note, on the upbeat, huh? Tell your loved ones that you love them. I play myself out with this. This is my introduction. This is my exit music. Huh? 'Cause I love the beat. Shit is funky. No doubt about that. You know what I mean? Yes. Tell your loved ones you love them. Holler. Call somebody and say, yo, I love you, B. Just on the string. Just on the string. Just because. So let them know. Nothing corny about that. Life is short. You can't be on the wrong side if you're doing the right thing. Persistence overcomes resistance all the time. Stay safe. God bless. Just the beat, y'all. It's like that.